بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له الذي ارسله الله رحمه وبشرة للعالمين وعلى اله واصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. إخوة الإيمان، أحييكم بتحية الإسلامية المباركة الفاضلة، تحية من عند الله مباركة طيبة، وهي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today we met for the first time, despite we met before. But this meeting is like different from the previous meeting. The previous one is when we are studying in one book of Imam al-Zahabi named Kitab al-Kabair. That was then. So today another task was given to me so that we can be able to learn something from fiqh. So this fiqh, as we were all aware with, was that fiqh is like not the knowledge of or the field of hadith. It is not the field of Quran, but it gathers all the concepts of like Islamic aspects. That's the fiqh. Whichever kind of or part of religion that has to do with the fiqh. So in brief, this fiqh is nothing rather than something that has to do with ibadats. So we are all aware with ibadats is anywhere in our life. That's for Muslim. In your walking, there is ibadat. While sitting, there is ibadat. While sleeping, there is ibadat. While you were into the toilet or going into the toilet, there is ibadat. So whichever part of things you are doing, one or two, we are performing one or two types of ibadat. So in this ibadat, how are we going to understand the real concept of this ibadat? Is by clearly understanding the fiqh. So if you understand the concept of fiqh, that will be like the guidelines for you to understand the basic concept of anything related to Islam. So as I mentioned before, this fiqh is anywhere in the field of knowledge. The first one that we are aware of is the knowledge of Al-Quran. That is best. So in Quran there is fiqh. In so many places in the Quran, Almighty Allah has been mentioning La yafqahuna, la yafqahuna, la yafqahuna, because the word fiqh. So the real translation of these words, fiqh, is just the clear and proper understanding. So this fiqh is for you to understand the proper concept of ibadats. These ibadats, as I made mention, there is salat. No, before then there is iman. There is as-salat. There is as-sawm, fasting. There is zakat. There is hajj. There is your interaction with your partners, your neighbors. Your interaction with those that are non-Muslims, non-believers. Your way of how you are addressing yourself. How are you towards even yourself? So we have the fiqh in all this. So with this, most of the scholars, they prioritize the knowledge of fiqh over each and every knowledge. Why so? It is because that by understanding fiqh is when you understand the all concept of deen. Now I made mention of fiqh in Quran. How can you understand Quran without understanding the fiqh of Al-Quran? The fiqh of Al-Quran, that's what the tafsir, the real concepts, the rightful teaching, how the verses of Al-Quran was translated, explained by our holy prophets. Despite the fact that it is not all of the Quran verses that were translated and explained by our holy prophets. There is some that were not explained by our holy prophets. But some of the Sahaba, they made what we call al-ijtihad. They did al-ijtihad while translating those or these verses. Out of which, let me cite an example. There is one ayah that Almighty Allah is mentioning that أَوَلَمْ نُعَمِّرْكُمْ مَا يَتَذَكَّرُ مَنْ تَذَكَّرَ وَجَاءَكُمُ النَّذِيرُ. Almighty Allah said, oh, shouldn't I give you enough time that you at least need to be warned? So with this, the Sahaba started to look forward to this Nadir that Almighty Allah mentioned. Almighty Allah said, I give you life long enough for you to be warned. So what is this warned? What does that mean? So some of the Sahaba, they said, Nazir, Ya Rasulullah. That's our holy prophets. But some they said, no, it is the 40 years of age. Some they said, no, it is the 18 years of age. But despite our holy prophet, maybe he translated, give the tafsir of this ayah, there is nothing like controversial. It will go straight forward. Our holy prophet said so, there is no anything like contradiction or anything. But despite the fact that our holy prophet did not like give the translation and the tafsir of some verses in the Quran, so the need of al-ijtihad came in. So now we need to understand the proper concepts. So the scholars, the Sahaba, they started to did their possible best with taqwa. Now the essence, the Holy Prophet said, إِذَا حَكَمَ الْحَاكِمُ فَاجْتَهَدَ فَأَصَابَ فَلَهُ أَجْرَانِ وَإِذَا حَكَمَ الْحَاكِمُ فَاجْتَهَدَ فَأَخْطَأَ فَلَهُ أَجْرٌ وَاحِدٌ. If you are part of those that used to do decision making, if you did this decision making through what? Using the proper knowledge, proper understanding of the concepts, while you are referencing with the hujjah from the Quran and the Ahadith al-Nabawiyah, then if you are true, you are right with this your decision, Almighty Allah will give you two rewards. But if you fail to fulfill the rightful way, Almighty Allah will still give you one reward. Despite to the fact that you try to give it to the best of your knowledge and to the best of the understanding of this Islamic knowledge. So Almighty Allah will give you one reward. That's al-ijtihad. So still, why the essence of al-ijtihad? Thus, when we don't have the clear understanding of a particular issue on the table, if this is the issue on the table, if we have clear understanding of this issue, why do we need some contradiction? We don't need any contradiction there. Still, straightforward, this is so. So you don't need to say anything about that. It is already mentioned. But not mentioned, so at least you need more clarification and explanation based on that. So with that, we have such kind of issues in the Quran. Then going down to the Sunnah of our holy prophets, the Ahadith. Again, we have issues here and there. We will start to understand that even in Hadith, we will be hearing some Hadith that one of the Sahaba might be asking our holy prophet, oh Ya Rasulallah, tell me on so issue. Then our holy prophet will tell him a particular will give him a particular response. Another person will come to the holy prophet again and ask the same question, but our holy prophet will give him different opinion from the previous one. What does that mean? Does that mean the previous one is not right? Does that mean this one is not right? No, they are all right. But our holy prophet is giving them what? Fatwa. He is giving them what? Insight based on his understanding towards each and every one of them. You have so character or whatever, and you equally have so character or whatever. So maybe your fatwa will no longer be the same as the fatwa of this guy. So Almighty, our holy prophet will give you his fatwa, while he will give different fatwa to this person. Despite all of these what hadith, they are all hadith, authentic hadith. Now the controversy comes in. Where? Now like after the Sahaba, after the Tabi'in, then you will come to read the hadith of this person. Our Holy Prophet says so, so, so. Then another narration will say, the Holy Prophet says so, so, so. What does that mean? Are we having any contradiction with these two hadith? No contradiction. But why? But we will only understand this while we understand the feature of this hadith. That's where we have what we call fiqhul hadith. This is another feature in the concept of hadith. This is something brief. Then coming down to the ijma'ul ulama. Then immediately after the Sahaba, the Sa'id ibn Musayyib is the last out of the Tabi. So from this borderline, the Sahaba, there is no move from the Sahaba, they are all gone. They were all gone. Then the fatwa started. Thus when we have started to have Ashabul Mazahib. Imam Malik bin Anas, Imam Shafi, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. Before that we have Al-A'raj, we have Yahya bin Yahya al-Layth. We have so many of them. So now they started to look into the Sunnah. No, before they started to look into the Quran. Let's read out. Let's have some records. They read through to the Sunnah of our Holy Prophet, understand the concept of the Hadith. Then, if there is something new into this environment, now they will start to address this issue. Let me throw one example here again. If it happens that now you came down to the masjid in order to perform Isha prayer, just while you coming in, you notice out that the Imam has already finished the first 3 rak'ah. Only 1 rak'ah left. Meanwhile, you will have only rak'ah. Thus, your Imam will read while what? He is not reading aloud, and as well he will read only Fatiha in this rak'ah. Then, if the Imam said, Assalamu alaikum, how are you going to come out of this your prayer? How are you going to come down with the remaining rak'ah? That's where the Egypt has started to come in. But during the Prophet or Holy Prophet, there is something like this. Nothing happened like this. That's where the knowledge of faith is setting in. So we have so many things. So in each and every field of knowledge, aspect of knowledge, there is this knowledge of faith. This is hadith. Yes, really, this is hadith. But how do you understand this hadith? How is this hadith working? Onto whom and who this hadith is working? There is some criteria and conditions. But how can we understand that? Let's go by fiqhul sunnah, fiqhul hadith. Then if you want to really participate and practice in the sunnah of our Holy Prophet, now go back to fiqhul sunnah again. There is fiqhul sunnah, there is fiqhul hadith. Each one is separate. They are no longer the same. So if you want to understand both of them, so go and learn separate. This you are mainly learning on what hadith. Then here you are learning on the sunnah of our Holy Prophet. So this is it. So with this, then the scholars, starting from Imam Malik, so they started to prioritize the knowledge of fiqh over each and every knowledge. But before, now our Holy Prophet mentioned in one prominent hadith reported by Imam Bukhari or Muslim that who is supposed to lead a prayer? Then our Holy Prophet said the one that was knowledgeable in the Quran. If in terms of Quran knowledge you are all the same, then the one that is most understandable towards the Sunnah of our Holy Prophet, the Hadith. If we have equal right with regard to the knowledge of Hadith, then we'll look into who? The person that is in terms of older, in terms of age. No, before that, Hijrah. The one that is the first part of the Muhajir. In terms of Hijrah, we are the same. So we look towards what? The one who is what? Older than the others, in terms of elder age. Are we having the same age? Now we look to the one who is better in terms of his clothes, in terms of his the clothes that he used to wear. You have proper clothes, you need to be what? To be the Imam of this Ummah. But even if your clothes are not good, but you are the most knowledgeable among them, you are not supposed to be the leader of this prayer. So look at the prioritization of this. But in this concept, there is something like fiqh. So now coming down to the tabi, no, to the Sahaba, to the tabi. What's happened else is you need to understand the Quran. Meanwhile, the one that is most knowledgeable towards the Quran, that doesn't mean the one that memorized the whole Quran. You memorize the whole Quran, but you don't know the ma'ana of this Quran. You don't know the interpretation of this Quran. You don't know how this is working in Quran. How can you be the best? So how can you understand the Quran? It's only by understanding what? The ahadith al-Nabawiyyah. Come down and learn the hadith of our Holy Prophet. Then from there you will come to learn that in the Quran, so ayah, it is revealed by so many hadith. So we will have one prominent book of Asbab al-Nuzul. In this Asbab al-Nuzul, all this in Quran, we have three sort of ayats. Ayah number one, it is the type of ayah that is given us what? This al-amr, command. It is commanding us to do. The next one is commanding us we shouldn't do, we don't do. That's al-nahy. Then the next type of verse is what? Al-qisas. This is the three category of Quran ayats. Whenever you are reading Quran, come to notice out that if you are reading this ayah, it will be commanding you, permitting you, commanding you to do something, or it is what? Telling you shouldn't do this, or it is giving you al-qisas. This is the three types of ayat in terms of what? So now, all these ayats revealed in the Quran, so we have hadith one by one that is telling us how does this ayah was revealed and what is the reason of its revelation. That's Asbabun Nuzul. Let me cite an example. One day, one of the Sahaba came down to the Prophet and just he asked him one fatwa. Then the Holy Prophet said, go and come down and come back tomorrow. I will answer your question. Then, what's happened? But before this, let me give you one thing. Almighty Allah said to our Holy Prophet, oh Ya Rasulallah, remember our Holy Prophet and his Sahaba, they are the Nabil Ummi. They don't know how to read and how to write. That's our Holy Prophet. But Almighty Allah said, oh Ya Rasulallah, it happens that when Jibril came down with the revelation of an ayah, our Holy Prophet used to mimic, used to copy. While Jibril is reciting the ayah, our Holy Prophet used to recite after him. Then Almighty Allah revealed another ayah and said, oh Ya Rasulallah, la tuharid bihi lisanaka lita'ajala inna alayna jam'ahu wa qur'ana. فَإِذَا قَرَأَنَاهُ فَاتَّبِعْ قُرْآنَهُ. Then Almighty Allah, ثُمَّ إِنَّ عَلَيْنَا بَيَانَهُ. We will give you the whole Quran in your head. Not even the Quran, will give you the whole tafsir in your head without you learning. That's how Almighty Allah does. But that person just came and asked our Holy Prophet for fatwa. The Holy Prophet said to him, come back tomorrow, I will answer your question. Then tomorrow, there is nothing like revelation. Remember our Holy Prophet, mind you and hawa in huwa illa wahyuha. He will only answer this question when you go to revelation. But there is nothing like revelation tomorrow, the next tomorrow. Then until some days, according to some ulama tafsir, it is 50 days, some 40. There is nothing like revelation. Then the next ayah, that Almighty Allah revealed. It is the ayah that Almighty Allah is telling our Holy Prophet, وَلَا تَقُولَنَّ لِشَيْءٍ إِنِّي فَاعِلٌ ذَلِكَ غَدًا إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. Oh Ya Rasulullah, you shouldn't say, you should come back tomorrow and give you an answer. Just said that, Insha'Allah. The same thing was happened to what? To Sayyidina Suleiman. According to one hadith reported by Imam Bukhari or Muslim. Then if you say Insha'Allah, وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. Remember this always. So Ya Rasulullah, وَلَا تَقُولَنَّ لِشَيْءٍ إِنِّي فَاعِلٌ ذَلِكَ غَدًا. This is how all these ayah have been revealed. So what is the essence of this revelation? Then there is what we call Asbabul Nuzul, prominent book. All these ayah of Al-Quran, most of them, not all, yes, most of them, there is reading of this what. And the best does understand the concept of Al-Quran, Tafsir al-Quran, is Abdullah bin Abbas. It happens that in one prominent hadith, Abdullah bin Abbas will come and just grab your hands. He will go along with you and tell you this verse, the verse of so revealed here, while we are here. All the verses of the Quran. He will tell you where and when they were revealed and for what reason. That's Abdullah bin Abbas. He is the best. Look at this. So look at how the understanding has been coming down. So now, coming down, Now they understand. Our Holy Prophet explained Quran to the Sahaba. Then they practice, yes, they practice the Sunnah since they were our Holy Prophet while what? Understanding his actions and his what? His ibadat. Then they understand Quran through the hadith of our Holy Prophets. Then now, Tabi came down. Now, they are understanding Quran from a hadith and as well from what? From the Sahaba. So now there is no Sahaba. So they are understanding Quran from the Sahaba, from the knowledge of the hadith, from the tafsir. Then there is some issues that they were not addressed as well. Like according to there is tafsir, the Tawil. For the Shehu bin the Tawil. There is one ayah. Almighty Allah is mentioning in the ayah. ولولا أن يكون الناس أمة واحدة لجعلنا لمن يكفر بالرحمن في بيوتهم سقفا من فضة ومعارج عليها يظهرون. All this time, the past by time, we don't have something like this. This ayah is no longer working. Why? Because the actual interpretation of this ayah was or were not understood. Why? But nowadays it comes to the issue, it comes down that now we have what is called this, the line what? Ma'arij. This, what is it? Yes, this stair that you will just enter into this small room, it will take you from this town to this town. Yes. Look at how Almighty Allah given this information. It is something that we have missed. Depending on the ulama of tafsir. So now they have started to understand this. So you can't understand Quran unless you understand the Sunnah of our Holy Prophet. Now, those Sahaba, they learn from our Holy Prophets. Then the Tabi, they learn from the Sahaba. So, there is something that the Sahaba, they did not learn it from our Holy Prophets. But it is something that they practice during or after our Holy Prophet has passed by, because they used to contact Aisha and so many Sahaba that have much knowledge. They used to seek knowledge from them. So they are using this as their source of ijtihad. Then the Tabi, they inherit this from them. Now the knowledge is getting vast opening. So this Tabi, they will use the same concepts and explain a concept of a particular hadith. Now they will use the same concept and explain the concept of a particular hadith. So meanwhile, Quran will be interpreted by al-ahadith. Then al-ahadith will be interpreted by the actions and information from the Sahaba. So the information of the Sahaba, from where are you going to interpret this? Now refer back to Tabi. So now we refer back to them. So after Tabi, we have Tabi. That's how things come to be. So first of all, according to Imam Malik, he said, yes, who's supposed to lead the prayer? He is the person that knows best in terms of fiqh. Why saying so? While we have the hadith that is saying the one that is best known in the Quran. Why is he saying so? Because understanding Quran is not on unless you understand what the concept and the information in the Quran. How can you understand the concept and the information of the Quran? By understanding the Sunnah of our Holy Prophet. How can you understand the Sunnah of our Holy Prophet? By referring back to the Sahaba. How can you understand the information from the Sahaba? By referring back to the Tabi. So look at how the channel is coming down. So that's the essence of Imam Malik prioritizing ilm al-fiqh over each and every knowledge. Because if you know fiqh, meanwhile you know the whole concept of knowledge. The same thing was happened to Abu Layth, Abu Nasr. Abu Layth Samarqandi. He wrote a book, he authorized a book named Bustan al-Arafin. There is two Bustan al-Arafin. One Bustan al-Arafin is the Shehu al-Salihin, not that one. This is Bustan al-Arafin. In this, he made mention of knowledge of fiqh is the best, is the one that you need to prioritize over each and every knowledge. Why? Due to this information that I just gave out. So this is the reason. Then, Imam Abdul Wahab al-Sha'rani mentioned again in his prominent book that Hamil fiqhin ghayr faqihin fi. كَمَثَلِ الْحِمَارِ يَحْمِلُ أَسْفَارًا. You have the knowledge, but you don't utilize your knowledge. Meanwhile, this your knowledge, it doesn't have any importance towards you. One day, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal was asked, what can you say to a person that just sit down in his house and said, Almighty Allah will give you money? He said, "Dahada rajulun jahil al-ilm." Why? You need to understand the knowledge of tijara, go out to the market, seek your what risk. That's what the Sunnah taught us. The same thing was happened to this. Then Abu Layth said this. So whatever you are doing, he said prioritize this. But before this Abu Layth, just he wrote this book in the year 333 AH. Meanwhile, it's somewhat like 1,100 plus years for now. So before that, we have the hadith. Our Holy Prophet mentioned that Man arad Allahu bihi khayran yufaqihu fid din. Look at the word fiqh. Fiqh meaning the proper understanding of the ibadats. That's all what we have, this concept. So to be brief, this is something like introduction. So but as I don't know where to head down, we are saying fiqh. So I will be like giving something like fiqh. But fiqh in which concept, which aspect? Where are we heading to in this fiqh? In fiqh, each and every part of ibadat is fiqh. So which one are we channeling now? We have fiqh in salah, we have fiqh in sawm, we have fiqh in zakah, we have fiqh in hajj, fiqh in ikhlas, it is shahada, fiqh in iman, we have all this. Fiqh in our working, fiqh in our sitting, fiqh in our whatever, our activities, in our relationship with our neighbors, anything we have fiqh inside. But where are we channeling specifically? When we say fiqh, it's a broad one. So are we going for fiqh with hadith? Are we going for fiqh with ibadat? Which fiqh are we going now? So this remains with our committee, so I don't know. So that's the essence of even I don't know which book are we supposed to read. When we say fiqh, we have so many fields of fiqh. So which field are we supposed to? Fiqh salah, fiqh ibadat, fiqh hajj, fiqh sawm. So we have so many. Alaikum assalam. Okay, so that has to do with fiqh ibadat. So in this fiqh ibadat, at least we need to start with like we can just start with the normal salah, fiqh salah. So in this fiqh salah, maybe we can have some like related or proper information of this salah. So al-muhim, we can look over like the most prominent or something vital is how to address like problem when we are performing our salah. If it happens that we were performing salah, so maybe we have one or two sahawi or something like has to do with that. So we need to look over that. So based on that, I will recommend one book. That's Fiqh Sunnah. So we can channel on only sahaw on this Fiqh Sunnah. The fact that this is a very huge book, so many thousands of pages. So we can only channel only sahaw. So after that, maybe you can start from the actual prayer itself. So maybe after prayer, maybe you can come down to like something like as-sahawi, salah. So we will hear from the hadith, from ijma'i ulama and other related things that has to do with the Malikiyya, Shafi'iyya, all this like yes inside. So maybe you can channel on to that. Maybe before salah, we have anything to look before salah. That's hmm? Huh? Al-wudu. Yes, this al-wudu is something tahara in general. So this tahara, at least we need to know what is exactly the najis, which kind of najis we have, and how can we be able to recognize this najis from this. What's happened to you? What will happen to you? You as imam, you just finished leading prayer. Immediately after that, you went down to your room. You noticed out maybe you just prayed without performing ablution. How can we like all these people that just followed you or late in the prayer? How can they do their prayer? So maybe we can be looking on right. So now like we can start with the basic now since we have time. So this like we can start with basic tahara. So this tahara from the word tahara, at-tahir, something few. So the word al-tahara just was coined from this al-tahara, from this al-tahir, from tahara. So this tahara is something that has to do with what? Removing out, just getting rid of anything that is what? That is unfilled from your body. So this is exactly the tahara. So with regard to this tahara, it was broadly classified into two, according to our holy prophet. So we have al-hadath, we have al-khabath. That's two modes of tahara that we have. So this tahara, we have al-hadath, we have al-khabath. This al-hadath, from the word al-hadath, al-hudud, hudud, something that was originated from you. That's al-hudud. You just initiated something. That's the initial, the roots of the word, masdar of the word. Then al-khabas from the word al-khabir, something dirty. So al-hadath, anything that's get out from your body, from these two openings. These two openings, meanwhile, the anus and what? Either urethra, we call it maybe urethra or something like that. So either can be from two openings. Whatever will get out from these two openings, so this is what we call al-hadath. This al-hadath was further classified into two. We have hadath al-akbar, we have hadath al-asghar. Al-akbar, that's the bigger one. This one, you must what? Take bath before you purify yourself. While al-hadath al-asghar, you don't need to take bath. To take bath, you only need to what? To do normal tahara as you used to do after urination. That's all you need. This is al-hadath. So this al-hadath, we said we have hadath al-asghar, we have hadath al-akbar. This hadath al-akbar, we have janaba. That's the semen or ejaculation, something like ejaculation, semen releasing, or we call it sperm releasing. So beside that, we have something like a dam. That's the menstruation. This menstruation can be menstruation of due to like monthly, that's menstrual cycle of female. That's al-hayd. We have the other one, menstruation due to giving birth, delivery. That's al-nifas. This is another what? It's another hadath al-akbar. So all this, you must perform al-ghusl before you get rid of this one. Before you get rid of this type of najis from your body. Then you will no longer perform prayer unless you removed this kind of what? Deity from your body. This is hadath al-akbar. Then we have hadath al-asghar. This hadath al-asghar, that's where we have normal urination, or peeing. We have normal feces, that's excrete. Normal, what kind of this feces? The right one. Normal feces. Yes. So we have feces, or sheeting, we call it sheet, or some words. So after that, we have something like al-mazi, we have al-wadi. So we have like parts. That's array. Yes, array. So we have these five, the hadath al-asghar, while these 2 or 3, the hadath al-akbar. So this you must perform what? Al-ghusl. While this you don't need to perform al-ghusl. You only need to perform what? Normal purification. But even this purification, with the exception of parting, then our Holy Prophet in one hadith mentioned that whoever perform purification from parting is no longer part of us. If you part, you don't need to go to the toilet and perform purification. You only need to just perform your ablution only. That's all you need to do. So based on that, we said we have urine, we have feces, we have mazi. In some riwayat, they used to read it with al-maziyu or al-maziyu. We all have this narration. Maziyu or al-maziyu. The same thing with wadi or al-wadiyu or al-wadiyu. We have this. So this, they have hadath al-asghar. Yes, they are out from your body. So meanwhile, if you perform ablution, now your ablution has broken. Meanwhile, you must perform another ablution before what? Before you step forward to perform prayer or something related to ibadat. So now, we are all always normal urine, but we don't have problem. We are aware with this, we don't have problem. But how can we be able to differentiate between mazi, mani, and wadi. Usually we have some controversy here. So normal mazi is just, we call it in English like semen. This semen is something that is just getting out due to someone is what? Sexually aroused. When someone is sexually aroused, but before the what? The semen or the sperm release, this will come forward, will come first. This is al-mazi. But it is just, it's not thicker, it's just something like very thin in terms of its thickness. The thickness is very thin and it is something whitish. And it's don't use to be much in terms of it is what? In terms of it is release or ejaculation. It is very small in terms of its quantity compared to what? Compared to semen, compared to sperm. And when does this use to what? To be removed out, to be released. Whenever someone is sexually aroused. Maybe you have been thinking on your family, maybe you have been thinking to what? To have sexual relationship with someone or some lady. So that's when this will be what? Will be released from someone's body. We have the hadith of Ali bin Abi Talib. He just came down to the Prophet and asked for fatwa. Ya Rasulullah, kuntu rajulan mazza'an. Then our Holy Prophet addressed him on how to do. The same thing goes for al-wadi. What's happening with wadi? According to some ulama, they said this al-wadi usually it used to be released at the end of urination, and usually it used to occur mostly in some people that they are older in terms of their age. But some they said no, it will be possible to each and every person. But how does it come to be? Whenever someone is sexually aroused, but without sperm releasing, as well as without mazi releasing, then this wadi will coagulate, will condense in his urethra. While when he's performing urine, it will be coming out. Then it will be thicker compared to what? Compared to al-mazi. So this is just slight difference between the two. Just thickness varies. But in terms of the color, usually they usually to be the same. But usually that one is at the end of what? Urine used to come out. The money, that's the sperm, is the prominent one. Thus, it is used what? To be released or to be ejaculated when someone is what? Sexually aroused. Real sexual arousal. So that's when it will be what? Ejaculated out. And it is what? Quantity in terms of volume. It is in much quantity, not compared to this al-mazi and al-wadi. This is with regard to hadath al-asghar. Hadath al-akbar, we made mention of this. So we have sperm. We have al-hayd, that's menstruation. Then we have al-nifas. So this is what all, with regard to this, it is something special in terms of what? Study. So we need to study deep in terms of this, or in terms of this field. So now, we used to have like health issues now. This is a person that is having problem with what? Like semen, that's mazi leaking. Like according to this Sayyidina Ali bin Abi Talib. He then used maybe just the moment he think within a minute he will think on something like has to do with sexual something, but instantly he will release this semen. That's his al-mazi. That person is something addicted to him. How can he manage? Will he be coming to the prayer always while praying? Something will come out again. He will go again and perform his evolution again and come back again. He will be going again. Then there is something other. Thus again bring in something of al-fikr. So a group of people like this, and there is someone that is leaking in terms of money, even the sperm. And in terms of menses, there is those females that have this bleeding menses. It is not the real menses, but it is something abnormal. That's our Holy Prophet mentioned in Hada Irq, in the Damu Irq. So how can they be able to recognize A from B? How can be able to recognize this is the real menses and this is not a real menses? This we are coming down later. So a group of people that are having this kind of problem with their lives. So they were given an excuse. Whenever you want to come down to the masjid, go and perform tahara. Then perform ablution. Then come down to the masjid. Come down to the masjid, then perform your prayer. Even if you are performing your prayer, when this one of this just came out from you, you don't bother. unless you will be what? Abandoning your prayer always. So you don't bother. That's according to ulama, according to this figure, that's what it is saying. So this is exactly something as to do with tahara. So we have this. Then we are mentioning najis, something najis. So we said this is al-hadath, something that just come out from you. Really, if we are abluted, so this will have our ablution now is no longer there, already broken. When something like this just come out from us. Then that one, the other one is al-khabath, al-khabith, from the word al-khabith. I'm just coming down from my room, coming down to the masjid. Just someone throw, just urine onto my body. I'm dead. Can I pray like that? No, I should go back. But do I need to perform another ablution? No. Just wash away this deity. All you need to do. That's the essence of al-khabith, al-khabath. You don't need to perform another ablution. Due to the fact that this is no longer al-hadath, it is al-khabath. I'm just going down to the masjid. I just fall down into one sock away. What will happen to me? Just come out, go and just wash each and every deity from your body. Your ablution is there. Nothing problematic with your ablution. This is al-khabath. It is not only there. So we have so many categories of this al-khabath. Whichever, like let's start with animals, not animals, even humans. Now we are all tahir, we are all hur. Now I can shake with non-Muslim. Yes, I'm alright. Nothing like problem with something dirty. No. But whenever you fall and die, you are no longer what you. Now you are what you did. That's the essence of if you perform what bathing towards like one dead body. So you need to perform ablution in some. We are coming down again to there. You need to perform what al-ghusl. Because if you have an ablution, now you need to renew your ablution. Despite the fact that now you are deity, except only what al-anbiya. And Nabi, even if this prophet died, so definitely if you touch his body or whatever, this is no longer like you ordinary human. So only anbiya, they are the few when they pass by. But you, if you pass by, you are no longer pure, you are now a deity. Now starting with humans. Whatever is coming out from the human is no longer something few, except if it comes out from what? These two openings as we mentioned. But something like your what? Your saliva. Something like your what? Your mucus. This is all what? Not something dead. We have the hadith on that. We're coming again, sorry for that. This your saliva is not something impure. It is dirty, but it's not impurity, it is dirty. Geru najas. Yes, geru najas. You don't need to perform ablution. You don't need to even wash it to come down to the prayer. If you pray with something mucus in your body, do you need to renew your prayer? You don't need. It's not dirty. It is not najis. It's just a date. So all this is it. Then the same thing like from the female partners, like the breast, the milk from the breast. Is this a date? No. Okay, so impurity. If I'm saying dirty, something that will break your ablution. That's all I mean. Something that will break your ablution. Okay, so impurity. So this is it. So all these they're no longer impure. Then coming down to the blood. If I get caught in, I cut my hands or something like just blood spill out. Will that be a dirty? Will that be impurity? Then according to some ulama, like Imam Malik, he mentioned that yes, this blood that is coming out from you, it will be dead. But when it reaches a particular one size, shape, like the size of dirham, So if it reaches that, so at least you need to remove it before what? Before you come down to the mountain and pray. This is another concept. So this is with regard to humans. Now come down to the animals. Each and every group of animal, that is what? Lawful and allowed to eat all this and utilize them as our meat source. That's animals, they're pure. Meanwhile, their what? Their urine, their feces is no longer dirty, except if these animals they are eating what? They are feeding on the dirty, on impurity. Let's assume this group of animals, they used to come here and what? And scavenge on something dirty. Like what? Like faces. Some animals eat faces. They scavenge on like soil that is what? Moist with what? Urine. They fill with the salt. So this they use what? To do something interaction with impurities. So the urine and their faces now is equally what it is. If this your animal came down and urinate here, you need to wash away this place before you pray. Unless if you can use something certain, you can use your prayer mat and put onto that. So this according to ulama al-fiqh, they say no problem. Even if there is najis and najis here, you see it, then you can come down with your prayer mat. If it is a bit thick, you can just cover it up and you can pray. You don't have problem with that. Then, like the same thing with what? The chickens, the poultry, or whatever. They are what? Feeding on impurity. Meanwhile, you can no longer, their pieces is what? Is impure. But you are what? Managing your poultry in your house. You are giving them feed on your own. You don't allow them to even go out. So meanwhile, all these pieces is no longer what they eat. Thus goes with what? Animals. Thus are what? We are allowed to feed on them, to eat their meats. But still this animal, if it is dead, same thing goes to humans. Now it is a dead animal. It is dead, it is impure. And as well, if this animal is burned down, you burn it down. So now the dust, the ash of this animal is what? Is as well impure. It is a dead. Coming down to the animal that we are not allowed to consume their meats. Like donkey, I shouldn't add horse. I won't say horse. We have so many contradiction of horse. Yes, like pigs, like the dogs, all these, if they urinate, even if they are eating najis or something very najis, their what? Urination, their faces is all what? Najis. All whatever they are eating is najis. But when I'm just passing by, just one dog just come and what? Touch my body and just went away. Am I having any najis? No. I don't have any najis. But if it happens that this is urine from this dog or from this donkey, or this is from this donkey, this is exactly what najis. The same thing with what? Dust or ash. Sorry, ash of this what? Of this animal when they were what? When they were burnt. The same thing with what? Even the smoke, not even the ash. Even the smoke of this what? Dirty animal. So even the smoke of this animal is what? Is najis. Even the smoke. So this is exactly what is happening. So just coming back again, now we just came down, just call down one person that used to cut fingernails. You have an ablution. Just you cut down your fingernails. Or just like the Baba, just above your head, your head. When you have your ablution, do you need to perform another ablution? So you don't need to perform. But still we have what? Some contradictions according to the ulama. Some they said you need to perform what? Another masah over your head. While some they said no. But those that agree with no, they are what? They are those with like priority. The same thing with what? Fingernails. So all this, there are some group of najis, al-hadath, al-khabas. So now all this, at least we need to start going into this one by one. So now, maybe now, like we have less time. So we need to start going on to this. So we'll start by this al-hadath. We hear some hadith. We'll learn some fiqh. We'll learn what ulama said on that. Especially ashab al-mazahib. Especially we have the urine of female lady, female girl, and the boy one. So with this, at least we need to go over that so that we'll be able to learn the hadith. Then the fiqh al-hadith. What is exactly the fiqh al-hadith? So we'll be able to learn this. So inshallah, maybe in our next meeting, we'll start to this point as I already mentioned this like an introduction. So in Allah, next meeting, inshallah, we'll see how we'll progress due to this. And as well, as I made mention, I don't know how I can do it. For this fiqh sunnah, we need to have some pages. So you can go over these pages. So maybe I don't know how to share the book. Maybe I can screenshot the pages. So maybe I can share so someone can make a video for this. So that will be better. So inshallah, we'll be going on to the fiqh sunnah. So we'll be hearing exactly ijma ulama, the sunnah, the ayats of Almighty Allah. So all this, that's the exact fiqh of whatever we are doing. So may Almighty Allah see us through. May Almighty Allah give us the ability to perform rightful ibadat. And may Almighty Allah grant our wish to enter into the paradise, the Jannah al-Firdaus. So before we close, maybe there might be one or two questions to address. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Yes. Exactly what the hadith is saying is, if you are part of group that's performed the bath to this cup, so you need to perform bath you as well. But if you touch the cup, according to the hadith, you need to perform ablution. But we have the feature of this. We'll be hearing, don't worry. This is the starting point. We'll open this so we'll understand the this. There is Subul Salam. There is interpretation of this hadith on the Subul Salam that's shared in Burubul Maram. The same thing with this I made mention of Bustan al-Arabin. So there is another information with regard to what you're saying. So inshallah we'll be hearing this stepwise manner. Inshallah we'll address. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. This blood is no longer pure. Blood of the animal is not pure. Is it a pure thing? Something? Is it pure? But the blood of the animal, is it pure? Yes. It's also pure. Hmm? Hmm? They are taking the blood. The issue, what is happening is, kullu shay'in, that is just removed from living. Removing this thing make this animal or these living things to be dead, that is no longer pure. When I remove something from a living organism, removing of this thing make this animal to be dead, then definitely that's what you remove from this animal no longer pure. Hmm? Mhm. This you're saying, like, no, we don't have much time. So, they collect the blood. They- this is another option he is giving. No, like drinking or taking the blood is no longer allowed. This is something next. So you are not allowed to take it, to use it, or something like that. Don't worry, we will explain inshallah this next time. Inshallah we'll address this issue. Allah, no problem. So we don't have much time. So اللهم صل على في الامور كلها واجعلنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الاخره ربنا ظلمنا انفسنا وان لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين اللهم اني اسالك بان لك الحمد لا اله الا انت وحدك لا شريك لك المنان ولي السماوات والارض يا حي يا قيوم يا ذا الجلال والاكرام انا نسالك الجنه ونعوذ بك من النار انا نسالك الجنه ونعوذ بك من النار انا نسالك الجنه ونعوذ بك من النار برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك